Here's one just sitting out in front of this dumpster. Oh my god, this thing is nasty. I ain't going in there, but I'll get that. Been rained on. That is actually the second one of those that I've found, that exact model and make. Probably should have just left it, honestly. I've got two of these little corded edgers already, but I don't know. Might if one of them has something bad on it, you know, I can take parts off. So that's the idea. Just use one for parts, maybe. All right, just going through some random garden equipment that I've gotten off the curb here and there over the past little while. A couple of those work for sure. This one needs a battery. That one needs a battery. They may work, but I have no way of testing them. Maybe we'll do that later. But this one right here does not work, so it's of interest. We'll see. I'm probably not gonna be fixing this thing, but I do want to open it up and see how it's put together. My guess is there's probably a fuse somewhere that's blown. That's usually what happens with these. And the fuse is usually attached to one of the windings on the motor. And sometimes you even have to unwrap some of the windings to get in to change it. So, you know, it's more trouble than it's worth for most people, myself included, honestly. But if nothing else, like I said, well, I want to see what one of these looks like on the inside. It might be plastic welded to the shaft somehow, or there might be a collar or something up here on the other end. Did I miss a screw? Nope. No, it's just being troublesome. There has to be a couple screws here. I think this thing really, it has to come off. It really does. It has to. Somehow. Oh, there's a screw right there. Right there. Probably one back here on the back too. Okay, if you're doing this to try to actually fix yours, make sure you keep these screws separate, because this one is made for going into metal. It's actually metal threaded, while the rest of these are plastic threaded. Is that the only one? Can't be. Does this twist? I think, okay, that twists. All right, there we go. So that is off. It really does look like there's another couple of screws down in here, but there's no way to get to them with this on. So I don't Oh, okay. This comes apart. All right. So without this on, without the guard on, it just comes apart. Okay. No obvious fuse right here, but I'm guessing the fuse is probably, like I said, in one of the first couple of turns. Could be right in here on one of these. Or it could just be the switch. Could just be the switch. Oh, look at there. I think that might be the problem. What do you reckon? Yeah, I think we've discovered the source of the issue. So, what happened here? Boy, we had a pretty good little explosion or something, didn't we? This, I bet it was kind of scary to the operator. So they would have heard a little pop probably and smelled some smoke and thought, oh shit. Yep, the switch just basically blew. So this is the switch right here. Everything else, I mean, if you were to replace the wiring down to the motor, you probably would have a working unit, I would imagine. But I'm not going to do that. It's not worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the wires to the motor. I'll save the motor. Maybe save this little piece of piping as well, because I can cut that to lengths and use it as spacers and things like that, or what that stuff is useful to have around. At least a little bit of it. But the rest of this is garbage, obviously. So that solves that one. Dig some more stuff out and see what's going on with some of this other stuff. Okay, here's another one, a little Black & Decker electric. See if it works. Obviously, yes. Okay, this one is a, what is this? A Worx edger. You know, these things have appeared on the curb for me. This is the third one that well, I have 3 of them, put it that way, that were trashed. The first one turned out to work. We'll test this one and see if it works. Nothing. Okay, well, let's take this one apart too. See where it failed. How much you want to bet it's another failed switch? My guess is they're probably putting these switches on with a too low of a rating. Yeah, that last one that we looked at, you would have never even known it had a problem just looking from the outside. It just looked normal. Probably without sniffing it, you know, you would have realized the switch had blown. This one, the switch seems to be intact. The switch is not blown, at least, but you know, doesn't mean it's not the problem. We'll open up this case down here and get at the motor and see what's going on with it. I'm just really curious why it's doing nothing. So we've gotten it open, and here's the motor out of it. So it kind of goes in and drops in like this. Got some screws. The screws that hold the whole assembly in are the ones on this white plastic piece. If you have one, there's 1, 2, 3 screws. This one, and this one. And so that's really what's holding it in. This is kind of like a stabilizing thing, I suppose. That kind of fits here. But you can see kind of the problem. So this thing at some point got hot down here on the brushes, or on the armature, and if I could find it, okay, right here. See this wire? It's going here, and look at this exposed. Look at the way that they've done this. It's not very secure, really. They've done a crimp here, but that's just really not the greatest, and it's wide open too. It's, I don't know, it just looks really slapdash to me. I would even do better than that. This is from the factory like that. And so this wire, this lead, this is supposed to be a it's supposed to be a little bit flexible, because the brushes are supposed to, you know, have some motion or whatever, but you can see that it burned off the brush. So at some point the brush probably got so hot that it burned that lead wire to that one side. So looks like that's the failure in this. And it probably would clean up this motor and still be usable in something. I'll probably just I'll probably save it just for the hell of it. Maybe it'll be useful in something, and then I'll throw the rest of the plastic away and keep the switch as well. The switch will fix another machine at some point if I need to. Okay, here's another one. This one is a Black & Decker, and we'll see if this one works or not. It's a little bit noisy, but it does work. The other Black & Decker that I have is also a little bit noisy, but if you look right down there, you'll see it move. I don't know, that blade seems awful small to me. Like maybe it's worn way down or something, I don't know. Maybe instead of buying a new blade, they just pitched it, and that's why that one was in the trash. I want to compare it to the other one I have, because I honestly don't even know if that's correct. Yeah, this one's definitely larger. It's a larger blade for sure. See how far down that blade goes in comparison? I don't know. But see, these wheels are adjustable too. So like maybe as the blade wears, you're supposed to adjust the wheel up and to the point where the blade's gone. I don't know. I do have that other blade from that other machine. I'm gonna take this out there too. The bodies of these look fairly identical. The difference, obviously, is in the length of the blades. That blade right there is decent size. This one, obviously, it's either been really, really worn. I don't want to touch that with. Let's unplug it. The blade is either really worn. Surely it didn't come like that. I'd say it's just a really worn blade, wouldn't you? See how much further that one sticks down. Bad blade. Let me see if that other blade off this one will fit on there. it would definitely fit. So I don't know, man. Maybe the solution is to put this blade on and then jack this wheel up, and maybe we'll just try it like that. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what they did. See, they rounded off the nut, so it looked like they wore the blade down and then rounded the nut trying to get it off, and then couldn't get it off and just decided to pitch it. Maybe. Success. Big success. Okay, yeah, I would say that blade has had it. At some point, it was probably more like this one. I'm really curious. I mean, I know it's gonna spin, obviously, but I'm just curious if it's gonna edge like this. Well, it definitely is moving. Well, it's edging. There's not much of, the problem is here, there's not much of a consistent edge on this driveway. Maybe I'll try it out front where I have a better edge. It's edging. I can say that for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, it edges. That blade is better than the other one for sure. I think we'll leave that on there and let it go like that. All right, I think that's it. She gave up the ghost. Got this far and that was it. Couldn't take it. So if you're, I'd say if you're looking for one of these edgers, look elsewhere. You got to get a gas powered one probably to have enough power to dig like these things want to dig. I would say I probably smoked the motor in this one because I had some smoke coming out when I was back over here. So yeah, you know, it was fun for a second, but I can see why they trashed it, you know, because it's trash. Anyway, this one's gonna probably go in the garbage as well. I may give it a minute. It might have a thermal It might have a thermal shut off, so I'll probably give it a little while before I resign it to the bin, but we'll come back and see if it starts up later.